What's up, everybody? Josh or Miho here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the new album from the band Mortal Decay, entitled The Blueprint for Blood Spatter. This is released on Comatose Music. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Audubon, New Jersey, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very sick and twisted, yet technically efficient style of death metal. This is one of those bands that really has an attention to detail when it comes to their music and their lyrics, and they definitely get the job done. I honestly don't remember what internet radio station I was listening to back when I had first heard of this band. It was one of those Pandora radio stations. You just type in a band name and then it creates a radio station with that artist's work and stuff that's supposedly similar to it. I think it was either Lividity or Devourment. It was one of those two. But anyway, there was a track by a band called Mortal Decay, and the album cover that I saw really pretty much intimidated me. It was a chick with pretty much topless, mouth gagged, and her arms tied up and shackled. That was some intimidating stuff. And then I realized it was their debut album, Sickening Erotic Fanaticism. Really, really good album. Very much attention to detail with that album, and just a lot of entertaining stuff to be heard. Even this band's prior demo work is very much influential. Dawn of Misery, Grisly, Aftermath, and Brutalizing Creations. Some really, really monumental demo work, and really a sign of things to come for what this band is all about. Even this band's 2000s output, Forensic and Cadaver Art, both very much different from what you would normally expect from Mortal Decay, but still, I believe they both got the job done. So it's been quite a while since the last Mortal Decay release. When I found out that they were going to be returning with a brand new album, I was a little bit excited to hear about it. And then more so for the fact that who they announced as their frontman. They brought in Danny Nelson from the band Malignancy to be their singer, and that even made me more excited because his vocal range is very dynamic and crazy, and it made me wonder what kind of ideas and thoughts he'd bring to this band's repertoire. Now here we are with the fourth full-length album from Mortal Decay, entitled The Blueprint for Blood Spatter. It's 9 tracks, and it clocks in at around 31.5 minutes in length. So, I've given this album many listens, and I can honestly say that not only is this the highlight of everything that Mortal Decay has ever done, I honestly consider this to be one of the best releases that Comatose Music has put out ever since this label first got fronted. This is definitely something to consider for one of their top releases. They've really done a bang-up job with this release, and I think it's amazing. And not to mention, this is something that may seriously creep up into my top 10 of this year. This is really an amazing album, and I'm really, really loving the attention to detail and the craft that's being done with this album. There's a lot of surprises and twists and turns to be heard with this album, and I'm really loving the hell out of it. The guitar work on here is incredibly crisp and very sensational. You hear it on the opening track, Anatomy Turned Chaotic Puzzle. I'm really enjoying the craftsmanship and the detail within the guitar riffs. I just think it sounds amazing. Very, very amazing. To even songs like Blueprint and Morning Euphoria. Just the way the riffs are executed on those tracks are sensational. Very full-sounding, very robust. I love that about the guitar. Even the riffs sound amazing. Even the solos sound amazing, excuse me. They definitely fit for the songs that accompany solos. I think it's great. Even to the more jazzier tempos that you hear on this album. That's going to be a reoccurring theme throughout this album, is some of the more jazzier song structures. I think it's awesome, and it definitely is. It adds a bit of variety to what's going on with this album. I love it. The bass guitar is so damn good here. I love this bassist. I love the way he delivers his bass guitar. It's a perfect tone for this album. It definitely has its moments where it stands out far more than the guitar even does. The bass riffs, the licks, just the way that it's played. It is a very well thought out bass guitar performance. I love that about this album. Even the closing track that's on here, Altruistic Masochism, it features a guest bass performance by Derek Boyer from Suffocation. He really does some great bass work on that particular track, and it's not often you hear the word guest bassist. I'm used to hearing guest vocalist or guest guitarist solo, but you get Derek Boyer from Suffocation on that track, and I think he kills it. It's great, great stuff. But the bass guitar as a whole for the first 8 tracks is so smooth. Very smooth stuff going on. Going again back to the jazzier elements of this record, I think it's really special, and I love that. The drum work on here is incredibly vibrant. I just love the way that it's produced, the way that it's played, the faster moments, the more slow to mid-tempo type of stuff. I think it's awesome. The blast beats, the double bass, the kick drum, the snare, the cymbals, the crash. There's just a lot of amazing drum work to be heard, and the way that it's played and the way that it's just structured out is fantastic. Once again, going back to the jazzier structures of this album, you hear it on the opening track, Anatomy Through Chaotic Puzzle, but you also pick up that vibe on tracks like Chloroform-Induced Trance and Innocuous Compulsions. Just some amazing jazz structures and tempos. I think it's amazing. It definitely adds, once again, more of a variety to this album's plate, and I'm really enjoying the hell out of it. And the vocals are as top-notch as it can get. Danny is a sensational vocalist, and as far as Mortal Decay is concerned, he definitely makes this album his own kind of thing. You know how dynamic of a vocal range he can have. It can go from 0 to 60, and just like that. It's a Jekyll and Hyde transformation almost. His lows are very low. His mid-range growls are awesome. His high screams are amazing. It's an awesome, all-over-the-board kind of vocal style, and Danny Nelson is the guy to do it. And the lyrics on this album, going back to what I had mentioned about this band having an attention to detail, the lyrics on this album are very well detailed. Of course, it's being a death metal record, you would expect discussions about corpses and bodies and autopsies and all that kind of stuff. But with Mortal Decay, it's a lot more varied and detailed. It's not just kill, kill, kill. It's very much detailed. And I enjoy that about this band, is the fact that they can be very detailed about what they're talking about. And they know how to deliver when it comes to the lyrics. I think it's fun. I think it's awesome. And it definitely feels like you're in the midst of watching a psychological thriller when it comes to the lyrics. So overall, Mortal Decay have returned with a masterwork. This is an awesome, awesome album. Like I said, it's a 31-minute long album. It's very short, but yet it doesn't need to be any longer than what it already is. I think it's definitely well suited for it being a 30-minute album. It's awesome. If you're a Mortal Decay fan, you are going to have to welcome them back with open arms with this one. I think it's a great, great release. Comatose Music should pat themselves on the back for releasing such an amazing album. They did a bang-up job with this album, the packaging, the design, and even the Mike Rovacek artwork. It is so sick. I love that. If I had to pick any favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Anatomy Turned Chaotic Puzzle, Blueprint, Morning Euphoria, Innocuous Compulsions, and Jugular Gurgle. Great entertaining tracks. I'm going to leave you a link in the description box to the Comatose Music web store where you can purchase a copy of this album if you want to buy it. It is also available in a combo pack with a t-shirt and a sticker. Definitely get the combo pack if you're one of those diehard Mortal Decay fans. I'm definitely probably going to pick up a shirt myself soon. So I'm going to show you the album again. This is the Blueprint for Blood Splatter by Mortal Decay. This is released on Comatose Music. Buy this, and I'm going to give this a very strong 9 out of 10. top 20 contender material for sure, and I definitely am glad to see that Mortal Decay are back and doing great things. So support Mortal Decay. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks all for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel, and until the next time, Miho out.